At the facilities of the power station. Thank you, William. They are doing what they can to restore the situation to what is slightly normal. But we can't do anything better than this. We are very, very sorry that you have to undergo this inconvenience. We are now waiting for the vice rector, and we will start with opening this conference in summer school, and Professor Leontas is coming down, and after that we'll have a drink and get back.
You forgot to tell welcome to Serbia.
Oh, no, no.
This is it.
Why you don't say? You have the full experience of it. Yeah. now let me wish you a warm, electricity-free welcome to our home institution, to the University of Niš, to the city itself, but foremost to our conference and summer school. Now, despite all this, in the next 5 days, our primary goal will be to justify your trust for deciding to join us with high-quality scientific and professional content of this event, but equally so with hospitality. This is our third consecutive event, and it is now growing into a more high-profile congregation of distinguished professionals in the field of English for specific purposes, with you, participants, coming from 30 countries worldwide. This biannual conference that started in 2013 had its second round in 2015, and now we can say we have some tradition. In 2013, we started with the motto, connect and share. And so we did. And we made the basis. In 2015, with synergies of ESP and language learning technologies, we showed ESP is inseparable from the professional areas it is dedicated to, but equally so with the latest trends in foreign language teaching, that is, with using technologies. This year, our aim is to help establish the recognizable position English for specific purposes deserves, to give our contribution in that respect. This is the field of teaching and learning English that directly prepares students for all profiles of their future jobs in the world that today is highly unified and interconnected, particularly when speaking of science, profession, and business. Throughout the world, studies both of bachelor and master levels are appearing following this inevitable trend that is obviously only going to develop and spread further. We prepare students for the work they are to do in their lives by providing them linguistic support with which to express and demonstrate their expertise, and so be competitive in the world job market, but equally so with their ways of presenting their own personalities. This conference and summer school is organized, hosted, and supported by this home institution, the University of Niš, and the Ministry of Education, Science and Technological Development of the Republic of Serbia. For the third time, we are proud to have the Embassy of the United States of America supporting us with bringing a world-distinguished expert in the field to be our keynote speaker. Thanks to them, this conference started with the most prominent names in the field, and we do need to pay tribute and remind ourselves that in 2013 we had here Professor Ann Jones, in 2015 we had Diane Belcher, and this year we have here with us Professor John Leontes, who was kind and enthusiastic enough to offer even extensive teacher training, and we are hugely thankful to him for that. Recognizing the importance and the rising trend, a number of well-established universities from the region and wider, as well as companies, decided to join our network and in their own way take part in this event. Thus, we have the following universities as our co-organizers. Mykolas Romeris University, Vilnius, Lithuania. Josip Juraj Strossmayer University, Osijek, Croatia. Sulejman Demirel University, Almaty, Kazakhstan. State University of Montenegro. Epalka University, Tirana, Albania. Fon University, Macedonia. Sultan Qaboos University, Oman. Mediterranean University, Montenegro. Then we have, as golden sponsors, Andrea Institute of Foreign Languages, Niš, Promens, Niš, Teachers Associations, and NNN Education Language Conference Company, London, UK. We are proud to say that with each we have had long-time standing, creative and collegial cooperation, which has already resulted in a number of memoranda of understanding, international projects, relevant joint publications. And we are even more proud and satisfied knowing that more cooperation will result from this, that here among you there are colleagues who have already brought new documents for cooperation for signing. This extensive network allowed us to have this time 5 distinguished speakers. First of all, again, Professor John Leontens from the University of South Florida. Then we have Professor Timothy Patat, University of Central Oklahoma. Then we have with us Professor Nioe Burkshetiene, Vilnius, Lithuania. We have Professor Gabriela Khmelikova from the Slovak Technical University of Technology, Trnava, Slovakia. And we have here John MacArthur, the Regional English Language Officer with the US government. Now, I would like to invite the Vice Rector of this university, Professor Vesna Lodicic, to address you in the name of the Rector of this university,
Thank you. Dear colleagues, dear Professor Leontas, esteemed representatives of the Embassy of the USA to Serbia, professors, researchers, lecturers, dear guests from abroad, from the region and from Serbia, dear students, if there are any students here, it could be good to have them, and dear organizers. As Vice Rector for International Relations and the person coming from the field of humanities, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you today to the University of Niš on this important day, which marks the beginning of the 3rd International Conference and Summer School on ESP and Language Learning Technologies. This is another series of conferences that make our university recognizable as a center of excellence in the field of humanities, besides technical and mathematical sciences. Let me extend the warm welcome of our rector, Dr. Dragan Antić, who will hopefully greet you in person at some other point during the conference. For the sake of our guests, who are probably visiting our university for the first time, I will briefly introduce the University of Niš. The headquarters of the university is actually this building, one of the most representative buildings in Niš, which was built in 1887 and is now part of the national heritage protected by the state. It is the only state university in the southeast of Serbia with a population of about 2 million people. It is also one of the most important institutions in Niš, the city of about 300,000 inhabitants, a significant economic, social, educational, cultural, sport and tourist center of Serbia. The University of Niš has about 27,000 students at all levels of study, and it comprises 14 faculties in all fields of science. The teaching is carried out by 1,700 professors and their assistants. In 2015, the university celebrated a significant anniversary, 50 years of development. In these 50 years, it has developed into a well-established and functional academic community with considerable reputation in the country and abroad. The University of Niš has 5 language departments, for English, Russian, French, German, and Serbian languages. The conference, dealing with English for academic and specific purposes, may be seen as a follow-up of another traditional conference dealing with language, literature, and current social issues, organized by the Faculty of Philosophy every April, in the sense that it focuses on a segment that deserves close attention in language studies and that may gradually develop into a traditional conference dealing with the role of foreign languages in academic writing and teaching language for specific purposes. Since this is already the third conference, we may safely say that the tradition has been started. I'm sure that the initiator and organizer of this conference, our colleague Nadezhda Stojkovic, has done a very good job in preparing the environment for an exchange of academic ideas and research results. Recognizing the significance of strengthening close relations, cooperation, joint scientific events, and mobility programs, our university is more than glad to support all these activities in the interest of capacity building in humanities, science, and technology as the agents of progress. In our modern world, in which there is a decline of all values, I dare say, including academic rigor, it is very important to establish local centers of excellence, especially in humanities, without which other sciences may remain without their moral reference. Our university is proud that through the efforts of its professors, the university as an institution has become recognizable among researchers. A great number of conferences, workshops, and other events that have been organized since 1965 proves the interest of scientists in these fields to keep exchanging their expertise through joint scientific publications, papers, proceedings, books, and other issues. It has not been an easy path to walk, but the fact that you are here today shows the relevance of what we have been doing and the effect of hard work and dedication. On a more personal note, I have just arrived from a conference in Košice, Slovakia, which reminded me one more time that despite the modest facilities that we have here, the researchers at the University of Niš maintain a fairly high academic level. Our colleagues of Pavel Josef Šafrik University organized a very good conference in their excellent, newly renovated premises with a generous support from the ministry and various sponsors. It felt good to be there, but I hope that you will feel equally good here in Niš, despite the old facades of our buildings and the shabby interiors. And no electricity. I'm sure that our well-known hospitality and the academic excellence we are striving to achieve will be reason good enough for you to come to Niš again. Conference and summer school program clearly shows the ambition behind the event. For full 5 days, there will be activities involving participants from the USA, Lithuania, Saudi Arabia, Macedonia, Turkey, Slovakia, Poland, Russia, Italy, Lithuania, Taiwan, Montenegro, the United Arab Emirates, India, Tunisia, Thailand, China, Japan, Croatia, Pakistan, Albania, Bulgaria, the United Kingdom, Sri Lanka, Libya, and of course, Serbia. This is more than impressive and definitely inspiring. Please be convinced that the University of Niš will offer you strong support in your future plans. Establishing the predominant position of ESP within adult English language teaching is only one of the themes worth researching, and there will be definitely more ideas and issues you would like to explore together. Therefore, there will be new conferences in the years to come and more opportunities for all of us to get together again. I also hope that the beautiful environment of Niš and the wonderful weather, along with the kind hosts, Nadezhda with her colleagues, will allow you to enjoy your stay here. Finally, I wish you a successful conference and many more of them to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Now I'd like to invite Mrs. Jen MacArthur, the Regional English Language Officer, to address you in front of the Embassy of the United States of America to Serbia. Please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Don't be shy. And it's really a great pleasure to be here on behalf of the U.S. Embassy in Serbia. And I'd like to thank our hosts here at the University in Niš, and thank you to the organizers. It's really very exciting to see so many people here from so many places. And I think that we're all the kind of people who can make the most of circumstances. And in fact, this lack of power might mean that we can put away some of our technology that we hide behind and have even more fruitful conversations. I think this is a wonderful opportunity to have so much time together. And often the best things that we remember from any kind of conference are the conversations that we have at lunch or in the hallway or in the evening afterwards or during a cultural excursion. And so we can imagine that we have even more of that time if we're not busy hiding behind our slides or our phones lose their charge, and then we have to talk to the people sitting next to us instead. So thank you very much. You'll hear a little bit more from me later on. It's really such a pleasure for us to have been able to support the conference through bringing one of the key speakers here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan, hugely. Now, a few words on what we have done in between. Something about the journal. So after the success of our first conference in 2013, we got the support from the university to start the journal for teaching English for specific and academic purposes. After 4 years, an incomplete 4 years, and after 9 issues, but huge and rich 9 issues, as of September 13, 2016, the journal was entered the prestigious Thomson Reuters Emerging Citation Index list. Now, while bringing up this journal, and we are still doing it, there is great joy in what we call discovering geography. It happens when we receive a paper from the country we have not received the paper before. So when we get a paper from Venezuela, it feels very good. Or when we get an offer from Sultan Qaboos University to publish their collection of best papers of their university, we do feel honored and proud. We know that we are doing something good. Now, each time we are amazed, we feel wonderful, we see that our journal is visible, that it is read, but we conclude it is needed. The space for ESP is needed. In your conference bag, there is now an issue published, the latest issue, with your papers. It will have part 2 after the conference with papers of you who decided to submit papers later. There is also another copy of the issue of the journal chosen at random for your attention. Of course, we are decisive to work further on it, and our next step regarding the journal is Scopus. Speaking of publications, each previous conference was followed by a monograph book with Cambridge Scholars Publishing, who each time expressed their interest to have our work published with them. So they would address us first. Happened this time too. So yes, we have a pending agreement with them, but we also decided to have another monograph publication, and we will start the cooperation with Vernon Press. But also, it appeared that this is high time to start and make a textbook, and we will have it offered. Of course, we will try for Oxford University Press or Cambridge University Press. So hopefully this event is to result, apart from journal, in 3 outstanding publications. Now I would like to invite Professor Niole Bukshakene from Mykolas Romeris University, Vilnius, Lithuania. This university offers bachelor academic studies in ESP. They have initiated an exchange program with us and were the incentive for applying for a major EU-funded program. Professor Niole, please.
Distinguished guests, dear organizers, professors, colleagues, and friends, this is a great honor to be here today and to say some words to all of you who have gathered to talk about a very important issue, about the role of ESP in the world, not only within the closed doors of the academia, but also in the world outside the academia. In the world and its role, what it has for future people's jobs, for their careers, so that what Nadia called today, saying that we prepare people for their future success. I would like to stress that with the purpose of collaboration and further communication between different countries, we have established the relationship between the University of Niš and Mykolas Romeris University in Vilnius. Why this university and why this program? This is one of the first reasons why is because we have an ESP BA degree program plus another second foreign language, so that our students specialize in translation and negotiation language for business, for law and government administration. The second language which they can choose is either German, French, Italian, Norwegian or Korean. The program is not very old, it's just 4 years old. We've got 2 rounds coming yet. But we're very happy to have found colleagues who are interested in collaboration. Therefore, we have plans of starting thinking about initiating the joint degree program with your university. So that's why I would like to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. I would like to talk to a lot of people who would like to be interested to collaborate and cooperate. And I wish you all the best success throughout these 5 days of, I suppose, the most rewarding event. Thank you.
Of colleagues cooperating with us through attending our conferences and writing for our journal. This year it came only logical to establish an association of teachers of English for specific purposes. The association will be both a virtual and a physical space for meeting, gathering and exchange. Now, while talking to Professor Leontas this morning, he actually gave a very good suggestion. We have plans on what to do next with our association, but we would like this opportunity when we are all together to be the time when we come up with new ideas of what can benefit us all with this body. Needless to say, of course, no charges. It is our motto. We work without money. So, it is the way how we should initiate new things that can all bring us professional satisfaction and make us fulfilled. So during these 5 days, please, whatever you come up, just share and let's see if we can make something out of it. Another novelty is that under the umbrella of this association and having this large network, we want to start moving around. We want to have this conference as biennial, as this is the tradition of this university and we want to keep holding on it. But we want, just as ESP is present everywhere, start being everywhere. So the very next event is already scheduled. Late October, it's the Hope University Liverpool you have the invitations in your bags. We have started with the Association magazine. The sample is in your bags also. The magazine is designed in such a way as to complement the journal. Whereas journal is purely scientific or aspires to that, the magazine is to be purely practical with practical teaching tips. Of course, you're all invited to contribute very soon. This is a sample again, but in a few days it is getting its ISSN number. It will be fully established. Now I have the honor to invite our colleague, Professor Dragica Žugić, the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Foreign Languages at the Mediterranean University Montenegro, the institution which has been working with us for quite a long time, always with enthusiasm and goodwill, and the institution where ESP is really meticulously nourished. Professor.
Dear professors, dear guests, dear colleagues, I'm here on behalf of University Mediterranean from Podgorica, Montenegro. It's a great pleasure for me to make an opening speech for the third International ESP Conference in Summer School, organized and hosted by the University of Niš. I'm so honored to welcome the participants from all over the world who came here to exchange experience and to work together for a few days on the exciting field of ESP. Generally, before I get to a foreign place or a city, I always check what I should know about that place, concerning its culture, its history, sights to see. And this time I have found some interesting facts about this place where we are today. The first thing is that Niš is one of the oldest cities in the Balkans and Europe, and it has been considered a gateway between the East and the West from ancient times. So its location and its position somehow inspires us and provokes us to work together, to bring experience and expertise from the East, from the West, to our gathering, especially as our organizers. They have the vision, they have the experience, they have the knowledge to help pave the way of ESP into the future. The second thing is that at the time of the conquest of the Balkans by Rome, Niš was used as a base for operations. So let us see like an operational team. And in that sense, we would like to engage with all of you in an open and constructive dialogue to show the results of our research and practice in order to promote ESP and its growing importance. So throughout this conference, we would like you to stay engaged, keep proactive, help us establish a solid foundation for ESP and language learning technologies, and to ensure our confidence remains at the cutting edge. Last but not least, I found out that in a historical sense, Niš is the most famous for being the birthplace of the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. Somehow I imagine our university, our host university, is going to become the birthplace of ESP network for these parts of Europe. And just before we get started, I would like to express my gratitude to Nadezhda Stojković, who so generously helped make this event come together smoothly. And we couldn't have done it without you, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes. I hope you will enjoy your time here. You will have great time working here. And now let me close by wishing you a delightful and stimulating week. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Each time we we gather for a conference like this, I do need to remind everybody that I have this position because I have many people working with me. And actually there is me who is in the center, in the spotlight, but the distribution of the responsibilities and activities is equal among a number of people. And I now have the greatest pleasure to introduce the core organizing team. But it's just the core. These are people who we talk 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's normal. We don't know about Sunday, but it's pleasure. Yeah, you're friends and it's good. But we have core organizing teams sitting there also. Many people contributed. So let me tell you who we are. You have actually been working with them all the while through emails and the instructions that you have been receiving. Now, with me, this is Vesna Stankovic. She is with the Andrea Foreign Languages Institute Niš. This is Associate Professor Danica Piršl with the Faculty of Sports, University of Niš. This is Nebojša Jotovic, our pillar, the research assistant for scientific work, Faculty of Electronic Engineering. We have there Dušica Milosavljević with Promance. Yes. And there is also Nalan Kenny with King's Leadership Academy, Liverpool, UK, to join us tomorrow. Now, yeah. We have done what we could out of this opening. We tried to present you the basis of what we conceive of this event. Now I would like us all to get back into, as Professor said, romantic hole. That's a good way to look at it. Have a refreshment and come back for opening speeches. All right? Thank you.